Hi there, my name is Val Heminger and I am the owner of Pathway Legal. At Pathway Legal, we have a fresh approach to your family law matter. We see ourselves as your guide to your clear path forward, to your changing family. Here's the thing about family law. When you hire a lawyer, you want that lawyer to focus on the goal. What is the goal? The goal is that you have a very clear agreement or court order that sets out exactly what your property division is going to look like, what your parenting plan is going to be, and what support, if any, there is going to be. The thing about family law is that are an unlimited amount of rabbit holes a person can go down, that you can go down, that your lawyer can go down, that actually don't get you closer to the goal. If you sit down with one of our lawyers, me or another one of our lawyers, we will tell you that we are at, and we're Canadian, we're at one end of the hockey rink. And at the other end is the goal. And the goal is you having these 3 questions answered. How are we going to divide our assets, our stocks, bonds, house, pensions, all of those things? How are we going to parent our children? What's that going to look like? What's the schedule? Who's making the decisions? What is the decision-making process for our kids? And finally, what, if any, support is going to be paid? That's it. That's all family law really is. And yet you hear these cases that go on and on and on. Well, the thing is, once you have those 3 questions answered, things can get a lot simpler. Because guess what? I know this personally. Going through a separation can be extraordinarily stressful. So Pathway Legal is not for you. If you want to do protracted litigation, if you want to have this case, your family law matter, consume your life for years to come, if you want to have it expend all of or a lot of your family's resources, then we're not for you. But if you're the kind of person who wants to get to the goal, and that goal being answering the 3 questions, how are we going to divide our assets? How are we going to parent our kids? What is the support, if any? And you want to get there efficiently and strategically when you're at one end of the rink and point down to the net at the other, which is your resolution, then we are your lawyers of choice. We are settlement preferred. And what that means is that we use court as a last resort, not a first resort. And having said that, sometimes it is necessary to put the matter into the hands of a judge. I don't necessarily agree that it takes 2 to tango, because sometimes you're dealing with a person who is, well, impossible. And so you might want to consider just ultimately having the matter go to court. Some lawyers are so settlement preferred that they're afraid to go to court. Well, you want a lawyer who is able to take a stand for you if necessary in that way. Finally, the cool thing, if I don't say so myself, is that we don't require you to schlep your stuff and your being to our office to meet with us. We will meet you virtually over the telephone, using Zoom, using FaceTime, so that you don't have to come to Langford, British Columbia, to physically come into our office to meet with us. Having said that, if you want to meet with us personally, in person, the old-fashioned way, we are absolutely thrilled to be able to do that. The other thing about Pathway Legal is that we see that we are your guides, guiding you and your changing family. What that means is that even though you and your spouse are no longer together, I don't think you planned that. I didn't plan that in my life, that's for sure. And yet, here you find yourself. But guess what? You are still a family. Oh, it sure looks a lot different than you thought it was ever going to. We get it. And our job is to guide you through that process to get to the goal in the most heart-centered, compassionate way as possible. Some people say, why'd you guys come up with Pathway Legal? Our firm used to be called a different name. And the thing is that here's why. Pathway for us resonates in a huge, huge way. It resonates because I walk in the woods on a path in a forest almost every single day. And I get great ideas there, and I get healing there, and I experience profound joy when I walk in the woods. One of our firm's members, part of our Pathway legal family, he is Indigenous, and for him the Pathway talks about the earth and the connection that we have even in our very technical world full of technology, that being on a path, we are all on a journey, and that is the symbolizes the groundedness that humans like to be able to feel. And so shout out to Michael Davis, who is our team member, who came up with the idea of calling us Pathway, which we brainstormed and met and talked and discussed and had lots of other ideas. But this was the one that resonated for our entire law firm family. So this is Val, and I welcome you to join us as we guide you through your changing family's journey, your clear path forward.